अवतार मेहर
मेहर
बाबा
बाबा
की
की जय।
अवतार
मेहर
बाबा
बाबा
की जय।
की जय।
अवतार
अवतार मेहर
बाबा की
बाबा
जय।
की जय।
जय बाबा। Over to you, Pratap ji. Jai Baba.
Thank you, Jai Baba. Thank you so much. Jai Baba. We are preparing for the Amar Tithi. Now, I last time I was just telling something about the Nauranga Center, Nauranga Baba statue, and then Baba statue at what is the name of that township? Anyway,
Are you talking about Kovur?
Kovur.
Yeah.
Kovur.
Yeah.
So Kovur, and first was the Nauranga, and thereafter Kovur. Both the programs we were asked to attend during the opening of unveiling of the statue at the hands of Aditi Rani. That was Nauranga, and the name which was earlier given something like a temple or some. Baba didn't like that. Baba changed it to Dham. So Nauranga Dham, we call it Nauranga Dham whenever we have to say about Nauranga. Most of the villagers, they are very poor people, except a couple of people who are quite rich. But otherwise, so many people, they are very, very poor people. And there is another thing which come to our notice is that there is a lot of untouchability, sort of a superiority and inferiority, that sort of a thing. And when we went there along with so many Bobby people were also there, and there were a lot of people from the lower class, lower caste people, and we visited their houses, and all the villagers, they started telling us, warning us that you cannot do this here because you will be outcast. And we told them that this is not a practice in the big cities. Nobody knows, nobody tells, nobody asks for anybody's caste and creed and all that. Even in Baba's group, all these years, so many years, right from 1950 onwards, none, not a single person has inquired about anybody's caste and anybody's religion. We have that speciality, in fact, and I very much feel that speciality should be carried forward by our people so that there will be separate recognition for the Baba lovers. Baba lovers don't have that sort of a distinction. In fact, even about Baba, I have never heard Baba discussing this sort of a distinction. In fact, in the early time, the Arangao was most of the people were from lower caste people, and Baba has started from them. And now as it happens in the villages, there were groups and they create some sort of a quarrel and some sort of trouble. So Baba was very much keen to work for these people. He had opened schools, he had admitted so many children from his villagers, and everything Meher Baba used to do. He used to bathe them, he used to feed them, he used to cut their hair, and all that seva, all that service. That was Meher Baba who was doing it. And there is a very profound statement which Baba had made there that time. What had happened is that many of the villagers from that community, they in fact didn't much like Meher Baba interfering in their day-to-day life. Baba wanted to improve their living standards, whereas they didn't want that. But then Baba was very strict about it. Baba never listened to anybody. Baba was more or less dictating terms over those people in respect of this sort of distinction or living. And some of the mischievous people, they had troubled Meher Baba very much. They were playing some sort of a mischiefs, putting something in the well where from the drinking water is drawn, and some sort of a thing like that. And then Baba once called these people, all that villagers, and a very profound statement which Baba has made there is that don't think that I am doing this for you people. I am doing these things for the posterity, for the people coming from this caste. They have to be brought to the level of the general people. I am working for them. Don't take that I am working for you people, limited people. My work is a sort of a universal work. So you have to cooperate with me. But some people were very nice people, and Baba has worked among those people. Why I do not know why I have opened this topic, but then one thing is definitely there, that in Baba's group, in Baba's Mandali or Baba's groups also, they don't observe any sort of a caste distinctions. That is a great thing for the Indian society. And Baba had said once that if India gets rid of this untouchability, India will be one of the greatest countries, That is a statement which Meher Baba had said. Anyway, now coming to the creation of the Pune Center, I had told last time that after this, when this Navaranga was created, then the Kovur was also created, and just before that, right from the time Ramakrishna came into the field and he more or less took over the whole affairs of these Baba programs. He brought all the disciplines and the timing, the observance of time, and the course of the program. What should be the course? There should be some bhajan, then there should be talk. Specifically, he was very much interested in making the people understand what Meher Baba is. And that could be done through somebody's talks. and Ramakrishna himself had taken that responsibility to give talks. He was a voracious reader. He was such a person that any book you refer to, I mean, you ask for, he will say that I have read it. He had read so many big books on spirituality. His main inclination was towards spiritual books. And as I must have told you earlier, that in his early days, when what he used to do is he used to purchase lot of books on his own expenses. He will purchase books and he will complete reading. After reading the books, only selected he will keep with him, and rest of the books he will send to his native place for them to deal with in whatever way they want. But then during such a time, he had come across one book which was written by Lokmanya Tilak. Lokmanya Tilak was a very, very famous freedom fighter and a very knowledgeable person, very intelligent person. And he was fighting for India's freedom along with Mahatma Gandhi and along with Jawaharlal Nehru, all that group. He belonged to the Congress party only. And he used to write very much many articles in the newspapers against the British rule. Anyway, he had written when he was jailed for quite many years, and in the jail he had written a commentary on Gita. Gita is a book which has been composed from the discourse which Lord Krishna had given to Arjuna right on the battlefield. There was a great war of Kurukshetra war, which is called Kurukshetra. It is a place. So this Kurukshetra war that had taken place, it was only contested for 14 days, but in that the opposition, the 100 brothers, they were actually finished. So the reason was that Krishna was on Pandava's side. There were Kaurava and there were Pandavas. The Pandava side, Pandavas were 5. So on that side, Krishna was there, and Krishna had given this discourse during the war. This book, in that book, Lokmanya Tilak had written a commentary on this Gita. After quite a good study, he had given a commentary on Gita, and there were opinions on the books, Gita Rahasya. The name of the book was given by Tilak as Gita Rahasya. On that Gita Rahasya, so many great people had given their opinions. And one of the opinion on that few lines were by Meher Baba himself. Meher Baba had written something about appreciating that work of Tilak. That had come to Ramakrishna's hands, and he only heard, he only knew, I mean, read about Meher Baba. Somebody, Meher Baba, he never knew whether this person is there, who is that person, what he claims to be, or whether he is alive. He never knew anything. But then, while one of his friends, he had gone to Shirdi, the atmosphere of Shirdi, they had gone for quite a good outing. They had mind to stay there for a couple of days in Shirdi. But K.K. Ramakrishna was very much, what should I say, very much uneasy in the atmosphere, because it was too much commercial atmosphere, and he was very much uneasy. And within one day, only one night they stayed there somehow, actually slept on the road and by the side of the road. And then next morning, after their finishing early duty, they started back to Pune. But on the return, they visited the place. Then they had thereafter K.K. Ramakrishnan had known about something about Meher Baba, and he knew that there is some sort of a ashram or something in Ahmednagar. And along with him was another friend. He told his friend that let us go to Ahmednagar, and I want to find out about this Meher Baba. Who is this Meher Baba? That way, they first went to Meher Azad. In Meher Azad, the entry is not allowed. In fact, that area is prohibited. There was a board of being the area being prohibited. But then Kaka Baria, he came out and he brought two chairs for these two people to sit, and he started speaking. Kaka Baria was speaking about some shloka and something about the olden saintly personality, and never about Meher Baba. And K.K. Ramakrishna was keen to know about Meher Baba. He asked him where Meher Baba is, but he is avoiding that question. And somehow thereafter he said that you can visit, while you going, you can visit Nagar, and at Nagar you will visit Adi K. Irani's office, that is Khushru quarters. And so both of them came to Khushru quarters. Adi was given information that some two people have come to see you. Adi called them inside, and the way Ramakrishna was speaking, Adi was very much impressed because of that, very much impressed. And during this conversation, they were of course they were speaking about spiritual subjects only, but then many things they discussed about Vivekananda, they discussed about Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and some other saintly personalities also. But then Adi Adi told them about Meher Baba also, because Meher Baba was in seclusion, he was not meeting anybody. So Ramakrishna was convinced that if Baba is not ready to see people, it doesn't matter, some other time will come when I will be able to see him. And thereafter, Adi Kirani told him that you must have read about that Brahma. Brahma means the indivisible one is one Brahma. You must have heard about that Brahma when you must have read about this Brahma in the book of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And now when you meet Meher Baba, you will see Brahma in Meher Baba. That was the parting statement which Aditya Irani had made. But in between time, Ramakrishna wanted some books to read on Meher Baba. And he could afford very small booklets he had purchased. But then Adi opened the whole bookstall before him and said, you can choose any book you want. Don't worry about the payment. You can go home and thereafter you can send the money. It's very unusual. But Adi was convinced about the sincerity of that man so much that he said that after you reach home, you can send the money according to your own convenience. And Ramakrishna then took the book Wayfarers, And then he was very, very fast reader. He immediately completed, then he sent money, and thereafter he started taking books from Aditham and reading them. And all that lot he has donated to Pune Center. There are about couple of covers which are the collection, not on Meher Baba, other especially Vivekananda and K. Ramkrishna Paramahansa, mostly on that, and some other spiritual books also. He has collected lot of books, and he has he has donated to Pune centers. And Baba books also, he used to purchase every time. Whenever he finds time, he will go and purchase the book. It doesn't matter for money, immediately he will pay the money and purchase the book. Like that, he had collected so much of material for the Pune center. But before that, I would just like to tell you how that building was constructed. After the K.K. Ramakrishna met Baba, he has seen Baba on the railway station. Baba was going to Andhra tour, and for some time that train was to be from Pune station, and the station, Pune station, the train was standing there, and Baba came out. He sat on a chair, but there was a lot of rush around Baba, and Ramakrishna was very much uneasy in all that rush of people, so he could not go near Baba. And after some time, Baba went and sat in the train itself, just by the side of the window, and he had put his hand outside. So so many people were holding that hand, kissing that hand, putting that hand on their own heads and all that. And Baba was caressing people. The whole scenery, Ramakrishna still didn't go close to Baba, but the whole scenery he saw from the little bit 2-3 steps up on the stair. He could have a good look of Meher Baba, the full look of Meher Baba. And till the time that train was there, he kept on seeing Baba. And after the train moved from there, they came out. He and his friend came out. They had to go to their office because they had taken a short leave. And there, K.K. Ramakrishnan abruptly from somebody prompted from inside to say that I have not seen such a person in my life so far. Hereafter, my whole life will be in the service of Meher Baba. That this statement, this resolve, he maintained till his last breath. Till he passed away, he kept on working for Meher Baba. One very how he was. He had a very good family in Kerala. He was from Kerala. He had joined the military at the age of 17 or so. Without the knowledge of the family people, he had joined the military, and thereafter they came to know about. His father was very much upset about that, but then he didn't care. He joined, and thereafter he was sent on war also. He had said first he was given a training in Pune only. I think Khadakwasla. There is a school of training, military training. He was given a training there, and he was sent on the front. and he had visited Japan during that time. So after that, he got a premature retirement because of his health. He remained in Delhi for some time, and thereafter he was sent back to Pune. In Pune, with the help of one of his friends, he got a job in the ammunition factory. And in that ammunition factory, he used to work as a clerk. Now, at 4:30, he would be free from the work. He'll go home, just finish up himself, and then taking his bicycle, he will come to Pune and move amongst Pune Baba lovers. If there is a program, he will attend that program. And there used to be programs, but at somebody's house, somebody's shops, somebody's houses. There were irregular programs, in fact, on Sunday morning, thereafter on Saturday, until late night. Ramakrishnan came in Baba's contact when Dr. Ghani was not there. Had he been there during Ghani's time, he would have extracted so much from Dr. Ghani. Of course, the young boys in Pune, and of course girls were also there, but especially the boys were very much active. We have achieved so much from Dr. Ghani. Dr. Ghani he has a beautiful knack of giving information, talking about their Baba. His talks were so very interesting. There used to be some amusement, some criticism, something about some secrets about the Mandali. All that he had been very much close to Baba. So all that he used to tell to us, and we were very much interested in listening to those talks. But after that, Baba went on New Life 49. So by that time, when Dr. Ghani went on New Life along with Baba, and thereafter K.K. Ramakrishnan, he became very active in Baba activities in Pune. So there is a little gap because of that. He could not see Dr. Ghani. Had he seen Dr. Ghani, he would have definitely made much use of Dr. Ghani's knowledge and all that, because he had that habit of noting down everything. He used to sit late hours and he would study Baba books and all that. So once only after he started working on in Pune Center amongst Pune groups, Dr. Gadikar, Ramchandra Gadikar was very close to him. But then during that time, some of the experiences he got from the Baba people, junior and senior Baba people, he was not very much happy about that. He was very critical about that. He was not very happy about that because there was a time when senior people expected that even for arranging a program somewhere in Pune, we have to seek for the permission from the seniors. That was the time. And Ramakrishnan didn't like this sort of a thing. There is no senior and no junior in Baba contacts. Anyway, somehow he adjusted with the situation. But then what happened is, once only he visited all the places all Andhra, and thereafter he went to his native place. And that was the last visit he had given to his parents. He had his brothers, he had his sisters, mother, father. He made them, and thereafter, perhaps he must have said that now, hereafter, don't expect me to visit you. I'll be in my own interesting subjects I'll be involved in. It so happened that he was staying in a place called Karki. In Marathi or Hindi we get Khadki. In English it is spelled as Kirki, Kirke, Kirki. It was a military area, a very big area, and the ammunition factory and also arsenal factory, all these were situated in that area only. So Ramakrishna was given a quarter there, and once it so happened that his father came from his native place, and he came straight away to K.K. Ramakrishna's house. Now he just a person like us would have been very happy to receive father, but Ramakrishna was very much uneasy because his father was must have stayed about 1 week or so, and Ramakrishna had to adjust with him all these against his own nature, against his own wish. He had to attend to his father. But thereafter, what he did, it's a very unusual thing he has done. What he did is he purchased a ticket for his father, purchased a ticket for the native place. He practically asked his father to get into the Tonga, horse Tonga, horse cart, and brought him to Pune station. He put him in the railway, in the train, and said that hereafter, don't expect anything from me. Don't expect anything from me. You should just consider as if your one son is dead for family. And thereafter, he sent his father back to his native place and came to his quarters and again involved himself in Baba work. Now, after Baba abandoned the outward activities in new life, Baba came to Satara. Thereafter, he came. He stayed for some time in Guruprasad, and so 1955 sahavas, K.K. Ramakrishnan attended that sahavas. And 40, 51, 52, Dr. Ganesh passed away. And K.K. Ramakrishnan attended that sahavas, 55 sahavas. And he was so very attracted or so very engrossed in all that was happening there during Baba's Sahavas program. Several things Baba has done. Baba has given so many discourses. Baba used to meet with the people so really lovingly. Baba used to inquire about everybody. And the whole atmosphere, Ramakrishna was very much impressed. And what he said thereafter that one afternoon when he was standing near a well, there is a well in Mehrabad. So standing near by the side of well, he said that somehow, this he told us afterwards. He told me afterwards. Personally, he told me this. He said that for no reason, tears started coming out of my eyes. And this went on for 5 hours. I was standing there and crying, just tears falling from my eyes, and I was not able to hold my tears. That was very strange experience that he had. Thereafter, some time, thereafter, he came very close to Baba. He started attending Baba programs with lot of interest, and giving talks on Baba. And thereafter, from 58 onwards, Baba started coming. Then there was another sahavas on 58 also. That was a sahavas of gents and ladies both, male and female. That was the only sahavas when ladies were allowed. Otherwise, 1954-55, Baba never allowed ladies. But then 58 sahavas, that was especially for ladies. But to escort the ladies, the gents were also allowed. And that was a mixed sahavas in 1954. But from 1959 onwards, Baba started coming to Guruprasad. And during Guruprasad time, that is 1959, K.K. Ramakrishnan was very much after Meher Baba, that Baba, Pune city is your birthplace. And it is very strange that at your birthplace, there should not be any center in your name. There have been centers elsewhere. People have installed your statues and all that. But then I very much feel that we should have a center in Pune. Before that, he had managed to acquire some place. It was a family house, and the family was living there, but that person was very noble person. He allowed us, the Baba lovers, to have their weekly meetings. Then the day was selected as Monday evening from 7 to 8:30. So that was the time and that was the day. Monday was selected only because during that time, many of the people, Baba lovers, were from business class people. There were so many shopkeepers, especially those shops of footwear. So many shops were there. So they could go attend the program. For them only, on Monday, they used to close their shops according to the rules of the municipal corporation. So they had to close the shops on one day, and that day they had chosen as Monday, and that is why K.K. Ramakrishnan also selected Monday as a weekly program. And from 7 to 8:30, we used to have programs, because by 7 o'clock, all the people, working class people, they can be free and they can attend the meetings. This went on for quite good time, and this information was given to Meher Baba. In the meantime, K.K. Ramakrishnan started attending Guruprasad, and he acquired a very closeness with Meher Baba. Baba was in fact impressed by the way K.K. Ramakrishnan was working to spread Baba's name. And therefore, Baba was very keenly observing all these activities. In just to have that gathering at one place, instead of having it at different places, just to have that gathering at one place. K.K. Ramakrishnan, he knew some of the people from his office, and they approached one person in the same area as the center is situated now. In the same area, there was one person by name Apparao Badliar. He had his big house, the old house with old tiles, old type of tiles. And then he has a big hall, and he was staying there along with his. So there were many girls, and he had only one boy. What had happened is that the meeting was started there, Monday meeting, and just after 1 month or so, 1.5 months, say, 1 month and quarter month, Meher Baba paid a visit to that program. Baba expressed a wish that he wants to attend this program, see this program. And for Baba, the program was arranged in the morning from 8 o'clock onwards. Baba came there along with his mandali, and then Baba gave darshan there. Baba listened to bhajans. Our leader was Madhusudan, and we were just juniors singing along with Madhusudan. But then we all sat there, and Baba paid a visit to that. That was in appreciation of the work which Ramakrishna had started doing. And but then after this visit, Ramakrishna started pursuing Baba that Baba, we must have the place of our own. Now these family people, we cannot go at any time. We cannot keep their much of the material, say books, Meher Baba books, or some lockets or some pamphlets and all that. We cannot occupy that place so much. So we must have our own place. And that was, he was every time whenever he meets Baba, he will open this topic. By that time, the whole Poona group, the young group of Poona, the Bhajan Mandali, the group called Bhajan Mandali, that was after the Mahabaleshwar program. I won't repeat that Mahabaleshwar program, but after that, this group was called as Meher Baba's Bhajan Mandali. And this Bhajan Mandali by that time had also become very active, and with full force, the Baba programs were going on in Pune. The Bhajan Mandali were attending practically every program. May it be in somebody's shop, may it be in some houses. Regular programs at different houses were also there. So practically, except a couple of days in a week, all the other days were engaged by Baba programs. And this was a good reason for K.K. Ramakrishna to tell Baba that Baba, we must have a place of our own. Pune is your birthplace, and it's very strange that there is no center in your name. So somehow we want a pay center. You just give us permission to have that. Baba was not very much attending to this request. In fact, he was turning his, he was showing his indifference to this request. The Mandali, Baba's Mandali, they were becoming a little bit uneasy. Uneasy because K.K. Ramakrishnan was troubling Meher Baba too much. Too much. Every time he comes with the same topic and he requests Baba to have a center. Every time he that subject, he somehow will bring out that subject. And even ARH, they were actually fed up with that request of K.K. Ramakrishnan. They felt that Ramakrishna is bothering Baba too much. But then Baba is not cutting off the whole matter. He is listening. He is listening to K.K. Ramakrishnan, but he is not giving his opinion, or he is not opening his mind. Baba is just keeping his decision secret to himself. On one side, there is a Mandali which were very much against K.K. Ramakrishnan, forcing Baba to have some center. And on the other side, K.K. Ramakrishnan is struggling hard to extract permission from Meher Baba for having such a center. At one time, when in the afternoon, when this topic was brought before Baba by K.K. Ramakrishnan, Baba asked him, "You talk big things about center, about having a center. What about money? Where from you are getting money?" That time, the answer which K.K. Ramakrishnan gave was that, "Baba, I am all alone. I have not married. I don't intend to marry also. Now I don't have a family life, except that I manage myself. I cook myself, I clean my home. I have not even kept any servant for myself. Everything I do myself. So I manage within my earnings by way of pay, by way of salary. I am managing my personal affairs, and I am saving some amount. Even I send some amount still to my family as my duty towards them. I am sending some amount, and till then, whatever amount is left, I am keeping it in a bank, and that amount goes in back. So the whole amount I will be putting, I am ready to put in this project, and anything excess that we require, we will try to get it from Baba Loves in Pune." Late Baba was very much impressed by this answer. And Baba said, "If that is so, especially when Dr. Ganesh said that whatever amount he has saved, he is ready to put in this project, Baba must have been very much happy about it. And then Baba said that you that is so, then I will help you. The condition was no money was to be asked from the Westerners. So Baba sent his younger brother Jal to Andhra. A little about these Andhra people. Andhra people by nature, they are very, what should I say, very obstinate and very difficult to adjust with them. Why I say so? Because I have very close association with all the Andhra people. And we had some common programs like a walk from Pune to Mehrabad. And during that walk, so many Andhra people had, by group, they had come. But then it was very difficult for us to manage them. Because they, if we say that they don't do this, they will definitely do that. But at the same time, they are unmanageable, even though they are unmanageable, but they are very broad-hearted, I would say. Any demand for Baba's cause, they will never say no. They will readily contribute to it. So Baba sent his younger brother Jal to Andhra to collect money from Pune Center. And Jal had a good response from the people. He had brought something about, must have been about 35,000-40,000 rupees. That time it was a big amount. Now it has no value, but that time it was a big amount. And then the whole amount was placed in Ramakrishna's hand. There were some misunderstanding then with Jal and K.K. Ramakrishnan. And then some sort of a hot exchanges and quarrel. And then Ramakrishna was in a bad books of especially the lady Mandalis. Anyway, one may question about his nature. He was very obstinate. He was, once he decides certain thing, he will go for it. He will never listen to anybody. That was his nature. But then he was a very strong-willed person. Once he takes up some project in his mind, he will complete it. He will complete it to satisfaction of all. See, in this case, that money was placed in K.K. Ramakrishna's house, Ramakrishna's hands, and Ramakrishna had taken permission also from Baba to collect money from people for this project. In fact, earlier also for conducting these weekly programs, Ramakrishna had asked Baba's permission to collect some amount, small amount for meeting with the expenses of the programs, of the weekly programs. Baba had given that permission with several conditions that every pie should be accounted for. Baba was very particular about these things. Now, let all the Baba lovers take this to heart, that Baba never liked any mismanipulation about money. Baba was very stern about keeping strict accounts of all the money received in Baba's name. And all his life, K.K. Ramakrishnan had been very particular about this, about the money matters. Baba had put this condition to K.K. Ramakrishnan just before the center was created. But then, after the donation in big amounts was to be collected, then even earlier, I have gone through the old records. We were very young then, and we are not, I mean, just we are not capable of taking taking part in the subjects of the elderly people. We were not, I mean, capable of doing that. But then after quite number of years, when I went through the records, I have seen that Ramakrishna had already, even before the center's creation, he had also got permission from Meher Baba to collect some money from people for meeting with the expense of the weekly programs. And Baba had given that permission on the condition that the accounts will be kept very strictly. Every pie should be accounted for. And another person who was very closely helping K.K. Ramakrishnan was one by name Bhausar. He used to send every month a report to Adi Kirani's office, the amount received and the amount expended. These two things we find that invariably this account was being sent to Adi Kirani's office even before the center was created. So, in short, Baba was very particular about collecting money and spending it. There are two conditions, in fact. I personally feel that there are two conditions. One is that money collected in the name of Meher Baba for Baba's cause should be spent very economically. We have money, that's why we can lavishly spend it. No. We have to endeavor to spend the money very economically, and every pie should be accounted for. And no personal benefit should be received from any of these activities. So you will find that in Pune center, now also coming and going, and for any work, even if we go for Baba's cause, we never charge our traveling expenses also, except that we spend on the caretaker family, small family, a good boy we could get, and except paying salary to that person, all the other expenses are met from the center's account. All the money is being recorded in the books of accounts and then spent very economically. That is still followed, and that is followed from K.K. Ramakrishna's time. This is very important because once this Sam Kerawala had told me one incident. Sam Kera was asked by Baba. He had purchased one old car, and Sam Kera wala was asked by Baba to go to Satara for some work, and for petrol. Sam didn't ask for any money, but then Baba himself paid him some amount, maybe it's about 10, 15 rupees for the petrol. Now, Sam Kirawala, this was told me by Sam Kirawala. Sam Kirawala, what he did was that he purchased petrol, and then some money was left out of that money. And when he returned from doing that work, when he returned to Baba in Pune, Baba took account of even a single pie, and all that unspent money was taken back by Baba himself. That was in rupees and annas, very small denomination, some coins, but still then every pie Baba took back from Sam Kerawala. And that lesson was given by Sam Kerawala by Baba then, that you should be always particular about keeping the account of the money. Whatever money you receive in my name, in Baba's name, it should be accounted for properly, and it should be spent very economically. So these two conditions we still follow in Pune Center. Now, when all these money, I think actual construction of the center, it takes place after this, but now our time is getting over, and we have still to sing Aarti. So I stop here. Next time we'll take further actual construction work. There are very interesting points. As I told you about these money matters, there are other points also which are worth noting. How Baba used to treat people. Baba was expecting people to work when they work in his for his cause. So this everything will come afterwards. How there are still very interesting some of these stories, very interesting stories, which we will take next time. Today I take the Aarti. I am singing the Aarti of Divya Sanatan, composed by Madhusudan. Is that all right now? Hello?
Yeah, Jai Baba. Sure, Pratap ji. We would love it.
I take Aarti now.
Yeah.
जहाँ कल्पना शब्द न पहुँचे, ऐसे अपनों मेरी नेकी वेद पुकारे, महिमा तेरी अपार, दिव्य सनातन परम दया घन, दिव्य सनातन परम दया घन हे जगदोद्धारो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो धूप दीप चंदन चर्चाना भोग लगाना फूल चढ़ाना तुमरा ये तुमको लौटाना काहे बढ़ाई करो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो सकल निधि के तुम कारण हो सकल विश्व कारण हारे हो तुम सम और नहीं तुम ही हो हे सत अवतारो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो सकल माया भी तो तुम्हारी छाया तुमरा अंत न कोई पाया तुम अनंत करो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो अपने को जब जो नहीं जाने महिमा तुम्हें क्या पहचाने जो कुछ भी कहते अनजाने गुण गाते तुमरो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो सीमानाई तुम्हारी कृपा को क्या कोई देख सकता प्रभु तुमको भीख तुम्हें दो प्रेमी जनों को नित्य तुम्हें सुमिरो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरा मन आरती स्वीकारो दिव्य सनातन परम दया घन दिव्य सनातन परम दया घन हे जगदोद्धारो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो मेरे मन आरती स्वीकारो अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Jai Baba. That is
Jai
wonderful.
Baba.
Thank you so much, Pratapji, for sharing wonderful
Jai.
stories. Any questions or comments, anybody?
Yes, please. No.
Yeah, I have one question. When did Ramakrishnan ji go the first time to Merazad when he was asked to go and meet Adike at Kushtu quarters? Which year was that? 47, 48?
काका वर्ष कोणतं होतं ते?
That was, you talk about Merazan?
Yeah, the first time he went to Mirazar.
First time.
Yeah, that's when he
That-
went, and I think Kaka Baria talks to him about everything
Yes,
else
yes,
but Meher Baba.
that was in the, must have been in the year 1953, 52, 53.
Oh,
When
I
he
see.
was serving, when he serving, he was serving in ammunition factory, and that
Oh.
time he happened to visit Shirdi and then came to Adi's office. So
Oh,
that must have been in 1952 or so.
I see.
Yes,
But it's very
Adi-
interesting story.
yes.
Ra-
Even
Ramakrishnan ji is very, very stubborn, and then he was so one
Yes.
focused in trying to get the thing, the
Yes.
center established.
yes,
Yeah, that's-
yes. And once he takes up, in his mind, no, he will not listen to anybody. He will just complete.
Yeah, you need
Now-
such people to get things going. Yeah.
Now, can we imagine a person who is working as a clerk to take up some such a big, project
Yeah, yeah.
that and not only this, but Bairamangala. Bairamangala was also originally his idea.
Oh, okay.
I will just come afterwards. I will just make a passing reference to that by Rampangala also. But these
Oh.
two very big projects are at his account.
Wow.
And once he takes up in his mind, no, day and night he will work or he will go after that. And he will not listen to, or rather to say, care for what the people think about him. There have been a lot of controversies against him, lot of controversy. That the very fact that there should be creation of center in Pune, the Mandali was not, many of the Mandali were not ready to have that, to come to, they are not very happy with that idea, to have separate center in Pune.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful.
So-
Thank you so much, Pratap ji. Yeah.
Kaka, I have two requests. One is sharing, one is request.
Sure.
So today's the 21st January. Today's the 21st January. On this
Yes.
day in 1976, Kaikobar Dastur reunited with Baba. Kaikobar
Oh,
Dastur joined Baba. And similarly, Delina Dayon, she also rejoined in Baba in 1993. And 23rd January 1970, the Baidul rejoined Baba. And
Who?
the next Baidul, Aga Baidul. Baidul. And my request is next week, I request you to share something about Amarthiti. Because you have been attending Amarthiti right from I know that from 69, you were there on the from the 1st of the February evening to 7th of the February, and you narrate those incidents, and also you were about Baba's last hours, and also I request you to share about the first Amarthiti to your physical Amarthiti up to 51, because 52 didn't take place, it was virtual. And I know that you are always on the stage, and you were assisted first few 10 years Amarthiti, I can say 12 years Amarthiti with Adi Kaka, then with
Yes.
Bauji, and
Yes.
then afterwards, before that, Thade also, and you have shared the two generations of
Thade came
Thade.
afterwards. In fact,
No, Thade was assisting both Adi and Bauji, and afterwards, after Thade passed away, Sanjay Thade came. So
Yes.
all these incidents, and you postpone your Poona this thing next week, not next week, after the Amarthiti week on That is going on to be on today's 21st, 28th. You exclusively defined what is meant by Amar Tithi, what is the concept of Amar Tithi, what is the prominence of Amar Tithi, why should all Baba lovers should attend Amar Tithi and all that. If we can throw some light, it will be enlightening us also to enlightening. I hope it will enlighten all others also. So that's my
Yes.
only request. Okay. Jai Meher Baba.
Yes. Jai Mer Baba, Jai Mer Baba. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah, that's a
Uh-huh.
great idea. So that's what you said next week, right, Merchant? You wanted next week.
28th
Okay.
January.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
that's a great thought. Yeah.
In fact, I had that in my mind, in the sense that we have Madhusudan stopped coming to the center, and then the whole responsibility of conducting the Bhajan Mandali, it somehow it automatically fell on me, because I was also composing some sort of a songs and some small skits. So that it is connected with that it is connected with the Amar Tithi, because I had to get myself involved actively in the setting of the bhajans. Then because of that, I had some sort of a exposure to during the Amar Tithi also. In fact, I will tell about that. Definitely, I will tell about that.
Thank you. Well,
Thank you,
if there are if there are no questions or comments, we'll all take Baba's name and conclude.
Before you
today's-
going, I just remind Kaka one thing about the humor of his grandson in the 50th Amar Tithi, 51st Amar Tithi. How
Yeah.
a Marathi person talks to a Westerner, Nandan's ka mulga, how he acted. That was very, very hilarious. I still remembers that a lot.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. This
Yes.
happens quite often because most of the Indian, few from Andhra and few rural Maharashtrians, they doesn't know ABC of English, but still they communicate. Where you have highlighted the language is not a barrier, but love is the common language for all Baba lovers. With this, I take leave. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. Let's all take Baba's name 3 times.
Yes, please.
Avatar,
Avatar Meher Baba
Meher
ki
Baba
jai.
Avatar,
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai.
Jai
Jai.
Baba.
Thank you, Pratapji.
Jai
Thank
Baba.
Jai
Thank
Baba, Jai
you.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Thank
Thanks,
you so
Baba.
much.
Thank you, Jai Baba.
Jai Meher Baba Kaka.